TIFU by being thirsty and then go at my girlfriend's house when it was 12 a.m. It happened 2 hours ago and so it very recent. My 18 meters and my GF 19F meet up yesterday at 3 p.m. to see each other. We go shopping etc. and I ask if she wants to have dinner with me. She says yes and we go to an Italian restaurant. Before going any further, you have to know that my GF is living with her mom and she wanted her to come back before midnight. So we eat our pizza. But I forget to drink enough water. Huge mistake. We finish at 10 p.m. and we decide to stay in my car and cuddle. But during these 2 hours, I'm more and more thirsty. So I tell her if I can drink some at her house before going back home. She said yes, only if her mother was asleep. Thus, at 11:45 we enter in her house. We go in the kitchen and I can finally drink water and then she tells me, I'll check if she is really asleep. When she comes back she is mortified and I can barely figure out what's happening. She goes to the bathroom and I see that her mood changed totally. I tell her about it but she says, it's way too weird for me to tell you, but I insist and she says that her mother is having fun. The problem is, her mother heard us open the door and enter thinking that it's only her daughter. So I find myself stuck in her house with no escape. We were scared as her mother could go the bathroom at any moment. I decide to wait in my GF bedroom which is next to her mom's one. I waited for 1 hour and a half before leaving. The real FU here is that my GF is traumatized by hearing her mother and that I know this too. TL. Dear, I went to my GF house at 12 a.m. thinking her mother was asleep but in fact she was masturbating in her bedroom. Don't you have a faucet in your home? Not the sort of thirsty I was expecting. The problem is, her mother heard us open the door and enter thinking that it's only her daughter. So she would masturbate in front of her daughter. But not guests? How rude. I moved back in with my mother several years ago to help out as she has mobility issues and is hard of hearing. She had to move her bedroom to the ground floor, where there were no bedrooms, because stairs were too much for her. At first, we only had privacy screens up blocking out the half of the living room she was using. During that time, she met a guy online and started a long-distance relationship where they would regularly have phone sex. Being hard of hearing, she wouldn't realize people were literally a few feet away, so she was not discreet at all during their sessions. My nephews were so horrified the time they visited and got to hear their nana moan. Eventually, I put up some proper walls for her space. But the weeks where it was just a privacy screen sure were awkward. There wasn't a convenience or grocery store you could have just stopped at. Dear Penthouse.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.